American support for mail-in voting has jumped amid concerns about the safety of polling places during, of course, the coronavirus pandemic. All states conduct elections differently, and only 5 states automatically mail ballots to each and every voter. But in response to the virus, some states, including Ohio, big swing state, have shifted their primaries to virtually all mail elections. A brand new poll from the Associated Press, NORC Center for Public Affairs research finds that Democrats are much more likely than Republicans to support their state conducting elections exclusively by mail. The numbers are 47% to 29%. The poll also finds that 39% of Americans favor conducting all mail elections, up from 19% in 2018. But even more, 48% favor a move to voting only by mail if the COVID-19 outbreak is ongoing in November. 60% support allowing people to vote via absentee ballot without a reason if the outbreak is still happening. And when asked about voter fraud, 2/3 of Republicans were worried about voter fraud and all-mail voting. Meanwhile, here's another number. I know we've heard a lot of them here. Only 29% of Democrats were worried about fraud being a major problem in all mail elections. And joining us now tonight is the president and the founder of P3 Strategies, public policy analyst Pamela Shaw, who's joining us from Jackson, Mississippi. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you just heard a lot of statistics, a lot of questioning about whether or not this is a good idea. Why are people still worried about absentee ballots and mail-in voting?
I'm not really sure why they're worried. What I do know is that people are concerned about their health. And because they're concerned about their health, and in this coronavirus pandemic, people are paying attention between the nexus of electoral politics, policy, health, and economics. And so in ways that hasn't been in before, people are really interested in making their voices heard. And in order to do that, legislators, administrators need to put in place programs and emphasis now so that people can vote in November. I think that's why more and more people are saying, I have to socially distance. I'm getting accustomed to this. I am not working, but I want to vote. In order for me to vote, I need a mail-in ballot. I need to expand the ways that I can vote. And so people are more and more open to that happening.
Well, we heard from Derek Shaw, who's the president of the NAACP, who has his concerns as well. But then when you look at places like Wisconsin, where they had that crazy primary election in Milwaukee when only 5 precincts were open and people were nose to nose right in the heart of this pandemic, that raises a number of health concerns, does it not?
Absolutely. That was unconscionable and undemocratic what they did. And the people showed them how interested they were in voting, and they showed up in ways that people were surprised. But we shouldn't make voting that hard in this country. We should make it easy. If we believe in democracy, we need to make it so that all people can participate in voting. That means mail-in voting. That means expanded early voting. That means having voting facilities where people can have access to more than the day of. It means having qualified people there, lots of people there to be able to help you do the work. And we now have the time and the will. We just need the funding to make that happen.
How significant would it be for the African American community to be able to have mail-in voting and absentee balloting?
I think expanding the different ways to vote is hugely significant for African American and all under-resourced communities, because in some counties, in some rural counties, if the polls are open from 7 to 7, you may not work in that county. You may not get back home in time to vote there. That's something that I heard a circuit clerk talk about in Mississippi, that a lot of the people in her county didn't live there. And so by the time they got home, they're tired, it may be late. So giving them lots of opportunities to vote is a hugely important thing to to empower people. We've had lots of people purged from the voting rolls. They don't know it until they go vote. So having same-day registration is a way to do it. We have 5 states that do all mail voting ballots, and there's no reason, there's been nothing to show that there's been any fraud in those states. As a matter of fact, Colorado has the second highest participation rate, and that's what we should want. We should want all of our citizens to vote. African Americans, absolutely. Just given the work that we do, the jobs that we have, the opportunities, more opportunities than not helps us and helps our turnout.
All right, Ms. Pamela Shaw, thank you so much for joining us and for your insights. And please know that you're welcome back on the program anytime. Thank you.
I look forward to it. Thank you.